Yeah, the Commerce Department saying, we're fine, we're giving an extension. The president saying, listen, maybe I'll let this happen, but I'm really unhappy about it. It's clear to me, at least, that the president views Huawei as a bargaining chip and a pressure point for a trade deal. Now, as you mentioned, there are certainly those in administration who would like to kill this company, and they view it as kind of an opening shot in a long-term Cold War with China.
Look, not
I just don't see evidence that Trump thinks
there are
that.
Democrats who think this in Congress, too.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's the president's problem, is that if he's calling it right now that they're a national security issue, if that's the case, then it's hard to come to a trade deal that doesn't involve some sort of limitation on Huawei. So it's hard to see the end game there.
Jimmy, let me also ask you, we've been talking so much about the recession. The president, his advisors out this weekend saying it's not a big deal, but at the same time, the trade war is leading to some concerns, I would assume, in Washington, too. I know it is here in Wall Street.
Yeah, listen, you can try to figure out to what extent the trade war is sort of weighing on the economy. But listen, those business investment numbers don't seem to be lying. And the whole point of the Trump tax cut, really, at its core, was to boost business investment, which would boost productivity and boost wages. So the first thing you would expect to see is a big jump and a sustained rise in business investment. We're not seeing it. And, Republicans and Democrats, but Republicans, too, are wondering, what happened to the tax cut? Why isn't it working better? And why? Well, maybe the trade war.
Eamon, you hear anything there about the market gains today? I mean, this administration has always looked at the Wall Street gains as kind of a scorecard for how they're doing.
Right.
You look at the big gains on a day like today. What do they say?
Well, look, the president has always looked at the stock market very carefully, but this is a president who believes that the stock market gyrations that we saw last week were entirely the Fed's fault, not his own fault. And, of course, to go back to Jimmy P's point, this is a president who has not been afraid to be his own good cop and bad cop himself in the same person, right? Sometimes at the same time.
Right. Within hours of each other.
Right. So he's not afraid to send mixed messages on purpose to muddy the waters, and particularly when he wants a delay. Like, for example, right now we've got this trade negotiation ongoing into September, it looks like. By kicking the Huawei decision down the road, it also allows him to keep that leverage down the road as well. So the president might be doing this on purpose.
All right, let me throw out one more thing at you guys, and that's the president's dinner conversation with Tim Cook.
Yeah.
He came out from that and said that Tim Cook made a very good point and a very strong case about why Samsung actually may be benefiting. South Korea's Samsung may be benefiting because of this trade war. How do you add that into the calculus? What does that mean? And Eamon, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, so fascinating to hear the president talk about Apple paying the tariffs, right? Because he's been insisting that Americans are not paying the tariffs, the Chinese are paying the tariffs. His rhetoric is all about China paying, and we're taking billions in from China on the tariffs. Now the president's saying Apple is paying the tariffs, and American companies. So Tim Cook seems to have been able to get inside the president's brain a little bit on that issue and change the way he speaks about the issue of tariffs. The question is whether there's any action coming behind it. I've been asking officials here. We don't see anything official on the horizon here from the president, but at least from Apple's perspective, they were able to get the president to start thinking and talking the way they want him to be thinking and talking about this issue.